It says it's thinking. Oh, there we go. You are live.
Good
Good.
morning.
Good morning, V. I'm so yellow in my yellow room with my yellow light, and you are outside, clearly in the fresh air. I look like I have jaundice compared to you.
No, that's not true.
A
You
little
look
bit true.
beautiful, especially after your vacation.
I did get a vacation, and I got a little bit of a tan, which you guys wouldn't be able to see, but it's there.
Love it.
Hmm.
Well, what are we talking about today, Jen?
We're talking about trends. It's
Yeah.
my favorite. Okay, so not just I was thinking because I had messaged you and I was like, I put out but to everybody out there, I put out 8 weeks of content and I run it by my partners that I do these films with, and I run these topics by them, and I don't have like a script or anything. I just let it be an open topic. And when I saw today's, I saw buyer trends. But I wake up early, as you know, and I read newspapers and things like that about the trends that are going on around in mortgage financing and other things. And there was other trends. So I want to open up the topic further from buyer trends to just trends in general in real estate that are happening right now, because there's 2021 is an interesting year.
Yep. It's a really strange years and strange markets.
Doubly so here in Minneapolis and in the Twin Cities, in light of all the social unrest and the police murders, like as in like the police murdering people. Not like the police getting killed, the other way around. The militia, the city militia is now attacking civilians. So, but let's open this door up and talk about trends in a broader sense. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So V, do you want to open it up or do you want me to start?
Yeah, I think let's start with buyers.
Okay.
I do work with seller and buyers, but my heart is always for like first time home buyers because I feel like they need me the most. Don't get me wrong, I love working with everybody, but you just understand like first time home buyers just like people that just got out there and have dreams of owning their own home for the first time and come out to this market and they get crushed so terribly, and I feel for them every single times. Multiple offer market, seller markets, they lose on every single offer they put out there, dream crushed for
Mm-hmm.
real.
Mm-hmm.
And they devastated. And I feel like as a real estate agent, my responsibility is not just providing service within real estate for them, but acting like a rock for them. Because when we met them, we always give them buyer consultation initially, and they always tell us what they love, what they want, what they're looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over time, guess what? They started giving up on every single aspect and element that they said that they wanted in the first place, just because they just wanted a place,
They're just
a home.
compromising
Yeah.
and whittling it down. Okay, so this is a great topic because number one, it doesn't have to be your forever home, right? The idea is to get your foot in the door in some kind of equity and to stop paying a landlord exorbitant rent and to really position yourself from a place of worth. Okay. So I think that in light of there's like this much inventory, like supply and demand, those usually have like a gap, like supply demand, but right now it's like opposite. It's like there's not enough homes. What had happened is last year 2020, the trend was for the insecurity of homeowners that already owned in light of the pandemic and the fear of possibly losing their job. A lot of homeowners, the trend last year was to refinance. So there was, besides the forbearance, there is refinance, right? So a lot of people were staying in place. And now a lot of those homeowners that would typically sell this year are now not selling. Is somebody home? Hello? So this is causing like a bottleneck for first-time home buyers and home buyers in general.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And as frustrated, as frustrating it is, we always have to be strong, and we have to kind of hold us accountable to serve our clients the best service that we can serve. Just like, for example, um, one of my clients, for example, everything is not real. I can't share any confidential informations, but just an example. Well, they met me and they want that X locations, X type of homes, and over time, working overtime for years later, I found them completely off track, and they moved from a single home to a little townhouse which they said that they absolutely hate, and that's what they're renting. Like, I don't see that as that's just like something that they're looking for, and they didn't realize it just because how the market shaped them over time. And I think that there gotta be something that we can do to help.
Right. Well, there is hope. So another trend that is happening. So besides the refinancing, I think I mentioned the word forbearance earlier. So those are people that possibly they lost their jobs and they needed to withhold payments. Now, originally, the government was allowing us to do it for 6 months, and then 12 months happened. Well, what happens was there's no real guidelines on how that was being done. So at the end of 12 months, some homeowners have a balloon payment.
Yep.
And some homeowners might never have gotten their jobs back. And so what is happening is they were living on unemployment and they can no longer refinance. So they also, what they can do, and for those of you that are watching that don't understand certain financial terms, feel free to give us a call. But there is a thing that you can do besides foreclosure, which, as a segue after this, is on the rise because of those balloon payments.
Yep.
You do not have to foreclose. You can call your mortgage company up and ask for those payments to be streamlined. So what my son just walked in. Hi, honey. Do you want to come and talk? Okay. So what that is, a streamline is essentially you go from a 30-year loan maybe to a 40-year loan. And so they just add those payments in and they restructure your loan. All it requires is a signature. It's called a streamline. Okay. Or you can call them and ask them to restructure, but you as the consumer need to make that first step because banks don't want to make that call. They don't want to do that. So you have to go out and do that. So here, this is the part where we educate people and say, hey guys, if you're in financial trouble, there are resources out there. There are friends, that can absolutely help talk to you about these opportunities that are available. So now to switch over to that possible other thing, foreclosures are on the rise. Because of those balloon payments and because people never got back into their jobs, there is now a rise in foreclosures. And it hit the news today, and I'm going to share my screen, or it hit the news. They're blaming it on the CARES Act, and but it's not. It's clearly the pandemic, and which is really insulting. That they're like, oh yeah, the person in office. But here we go. If you guys want, here's a Newsweek article. Oh, you can't see it. Share screen. It sounds like a bluebird right outside your.
Yep.
Those bluebirds are like the most annoying birds in the world. And one of them has a nest in the tree outside my window, and I've never felt this way about a bird before. But here we go. Here's a Newsweek article, came out last week about it and talking about the possibilities. They blame it all, of course, politically, but let's talk about the pandemic that actually caused people to not be in jobs and other countries that are facing other things. But I'm going to go ahead and share this link for you guys so you guys can take a look at it and read some articles yourself. Please educate yourself, you guys, if you have the opportunity and the means to learn more about what is actually happening. Please do. And let's not talk about blame. Let's talk about solving problems, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing that. I do have in the Morning Muffin in our past episodes, I do have conversations with Wendy Hazley, who works for Markey and Sweevel, I can never say that. Anyway, she works in their office. And she, before this happened last year in 2020, had already seen the foreclosures on the rise because people were defaulting and not in forbearance. So there was also some problems where people were ashamed to admit and maybe just stop making payments. Well, if you stop making payments, then you also have compounded interest, late fees, attorney's fees, then things like that. But okay. Going back to trends. So let's talk about the lack of inventory again and possibly new construction and how do you know, V, that the United States gets 83% of their lumber from Canada?
Yep, working in new construction helps.
Yes. And so the tariffs are actually what is causing the lumber prices to go up. And so we have to come to some kind of agreement. Also, the trend on houses is bigger. It's not like a small, affordable, kids in bunk beds anymore. It's every kid gets their own room. Every adult gets a walk-in closet. There's a bathroom on every floor. I mean, these are trends that are causing prices to go up because of the fact that we aren't dreaming in an affordable way anymore.
And I feel like because of how the market is right now for existing home, they have to be a bit, over asking for like a house that somebody used, and for that amount of money, they feel it is more justifiable if they put towards new constructions. Mm-hmm. So I think that another reason why the new constructions industry is more like increasing more compared to the pre-existing home right now. Mm-hmm. One thing I want to touch on though, so before I forget, I want to remind everybody to revisit their homeowner insurance policy because of the price of the plumber, the price of the houses, the values go up, way up. I think that you should revisit your homeowner insurance and increase your amount to protect your home and protect you.
That is a really good point. And V, I'm sure that you have some reasoning for talking about this. Are you allowed to share?
For sure. Well, one of my friends, just got his house burned down by a fire. It's totally a mistake. It's just a mistake. But he's now $100,000 short from rebuilding his home just because of he's totally $100,000 underinsured. And I've been helping him with a lot of insurance, paperwork and negotiations. and I don't think it's going to happen. No, he probably will end up moving into a house with just stud and drywall. Um, so that made me really sad, and that actually made me realize that how bad this market is, because it's not just impacting homes. Think about it. Real estate is the start of everything. It will impact on everything in your life. Your homeowner insurance, the locations, your neighbors, the communities right now. Everything is horrible. So I think that's just a little thing that I want to share, because I want to make sure that everybody's not step into. It's not that you wish anything happened to your house, but you never know.
Right. And I think that this is a very good topic. I actually wrote it down. So I'm going to call my insurance agent today, because most people don't even think about that being as impactful when there's an emergency. And that's so, I mean, most people, they're like, well, I don't want it to increase, because then it'll increase my payment or it'll increase my deductible. And they think about the here and the now. And the thing about insurance that people always say is that you can never have too much insurance, right? Like, for example, I mean, and this is totally off topic, but there was no such thing as pandemic insurance until last year. And then of course you can't get it until this year. And so you don't know what you need until something happens. And so most people are underprepared for life in general. So and it's easy to be optimistic and say, oh, that will never happen to me, or that could never happen to me, until something does, right? Oh, that was such a good thing to bring up, V. I'm so glad you talked about it. And along with the cities also being having minimum square footage now, and people getting priced out of cities and having to turn more towards inner cities, and those prices increasing, and renting and being short and things like that. I just want to let everybody know that it's super important that if you have the opportunity to take care of another person or to help other people, that you do so. That we just grow our sphere and our human connection, because we really just need to start taking better care of each other.
Yeah, I feel like this is a thing that we have to come together and together with the government to correct the market.
Oh, there's so much to be done, so much backpedaling. You have no idea, but that's not for this show, you guys. That's not for this show. Okay, so V, I want to be mindful of your time. We've been talking for 18 minutes already. And I will see you next week.
Next Wednesday.
Yes. And then holidays and stuff are coming up. So if you have anything planned, make sure you let me know. But I know that you like to stay close to home.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Jen. It's such a great topic today. Thank you for letting me share all the tricks and tips, painful tips that I learned throughout the years. But if anybody have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to either me or Jen. We're here to help.
Yeah, what's your phone number, V?
651-706-6235.
Awesome sauce. And mine 763-607-3226. Okay, bye now.
Bye.